This short video provides an orientation for StarDrop and Semeta users at organizations that are subscribing to Optibrium's hosted services. It will provide all the information you need to start using our platforms in their hosted AWS environment. This video will use the StarDrop platform as an example. However, all the controls and actions will be the same for Semeta. To access StarDrop or Semeta, open any modern web browser and navigate to the login page for your application. It would be a good idea to bookmark this page. For StarDrop, the login address is stardrop.optibrium.com. For Semeta, please access semeta.optibrium.com. The first time you log in, use your corporate email and the temporary password provided to you by Optibrium. You will be prompted to change your password. If you ever forget your password, you can use the Forgot Password link to reset it. Once you log in, you will see your application open in the browser. StarDrop and Semeta both have a user guide containing more information on using the application itself. You can access the user guide under the Help menu, and it includes a chapter on working in the AWS environment. The user guide will open in a new window. Use the Windows option in the AWS controls to switch between open windows. In this video, we will focus on familiarizing you with the AWS controls at the top of your screen. Each user has a personal home folder in the AWS environment in which to store files. It is accessed by opening the My Files viewer. Here you can create new subfolders to organize your files in your home folder. Before you can open your data files in StarDrop, you must upload them to your personal AWS home folder. Select the Actions menu to rename, delete, or download a file to your local network. Inside your home folder, StarDrop users will also find a StarDrop folder in which you can upload and store resources for StarDrop, such as any custom scripts, models, scoring profiles, and card view templates that you would like to use. This directory is not required for Semeta. You can use the File Explorer, found under the Catalog menu, to reorganize files and delete folders within your home folder. It operates just like the File Explorer on your local machine. You can also launch a new StarDrop or Semeta session from the Catalog menu. To open files in StarDrop or Semeta, select Open from the File menu and browse to find your uploaded file. If you observe a message that your project file is locked for editing, it is because your previous session timed out due to inactivity, or your work was not saved before exiting AWS. To recover your project file and resume your work, simply delete the .lock file in the same location as your project file. To maximize your screen area, you can click on the Full Screen option. This hides the browser address and bookmarks bars and puts the AWS controls in a dock. You can open the dock by clicking the chevron at the top of your screen and close it by clicking Escape. To return to the original view, click the Full Screen option again. It is often helpful to work across multiple monitors. The Dual Monitors option will open a second monitor within the AWS environment. You can move this onto another physical monitor to give you more space for dashboards and tables while you work. Drag an item to the right to move it onto the second monitor. The second monitor will always exist to the right of the main AWS monitor. It is easy to copy and paste between the AWS environment and your local computer using the AWS clipboard. To copy text from your computer, select and copy it, and then paste it into the AWS clipboard. In StarDrop or Semeta, you can then use the Ctrl+V keys or right-click and select Paste. To copy text from your application in the AWS environment, first select and copy it to the clipboard using Ctrl+C or right-click and select Copy. When you open the AWS clipboard, you will see your text. In the AWS clipboard, copy it again to put it onto your local clipboard. Then you can paste the text into your local environment. The easiest way to copy an image from StarDrop or Semeta to your local environment is by choosing the Save Image option. The saved image can be downloaded to your local files. You will also follow this process when using the Export to PowerPoint option. The export will create a PowerPoint file for you to download to your local files. There are some additional controls provided by the AWS environment that you are unlikely to need during your StarDrop or Semeta session. These include the camera, microphone, and function keys. We recommend keeping most of the default preferences. However, if you usually work in dark mode, you can enable this for the AWS controls and menus. After finishing your work for this session, save and close your project file, and then quit the application. Finally, select End Session from the Profile menu in the AWS toolbar. For more information about StarDrop and Semeta's many features to support your small molecule design, optimization, and data analysis, please see additional videos on the Optibrium website or email info@optibrium.com.